Have you ever stopped to wonder, why do your legs feel weaker, even though you're doing everything right? You eat well, you try to stay active, you don't slack on your vitamins or daily walk, but something's changed. The stairs feel a little steeper. It takes longer to get up from the couch, and you might ask yourself, is this just aging, or is something else going on? Here's where things get interesting and maybe even a little alarming. You might be doing all the right things on the surface, but there's a quiet habit that most seniors repeat every day. It feels like the right choice. In fact, we've been told for decades that this habit is the healthy one, the natural one, the one that helps you stay fit and energized. And that's this eating fruit. Now let's be clear, fruit is good, most of it is, but not all fruit is good for aging bodies. In fact, some fruits, yes, even the ones you eat every week, might be slowly wearing down your legs, inflaming your joints, and making each step a little more painful than the last. They sneak into your diet under the banner of health. But inside your body, they may be silently contributing to swelling, soreness, and that nagging tightness in your knees and ankles. The truth is, as we age, our circulation slows down, our metabolism changes, and our bodies respond differently to things we once tolerated. A fruit that was once refreshing in your 40s or 50s might now leave you feeling stiff in the morning. You might think that a sweet slice of fruit couldn't possibly hurt. But it's not just sweetness. It's acids. It's sugar spikes. It's inflammation in the places that matter most for balance and movement. What's worse is how subtle the damage is. You don't notice it overnight. It creeps in until one day your calves feel like they're cramping for no reason, or your knees swell after a short walk. So today, we're revealing the 7 worst fruits for seniors over 60, the ones that may be slowly stealing your strength without you realizing it. And believe us, once you know what they are, you'll never look at your fruit bowl the same way again. Stick with us to the end because your legs might be waiting for this wake-up call. Before we dive into the list, take a moment for your health. If you're someone who's concerned about maintaining your strength, staying mobile, and enjoying your independence as you age, click the subscribe button and tap the bell icon. Why? Because this is where we talk about the hidden truths that most people overlook, and frankly, if no one else is going to look out for our generation, we have to do it for ourselves. And just for fun, and to build a sense of community, if what we've talked about so far resonates with you, type the number 1 in the comments below. If you're not sure, yet type 0. Your voice matters more than you know. Let's begin with the first fruit. It's praised for being tropical, juicy, and full of life. For years, people have said it helps with inflammation and digestion. But for older adults, it could be doing the opposite. Pineapple Bright. Tropical, bursting with juice. It's long been celebrated for containing bromelain, an enzyme known for its anti-inflammatory effects. Sounds great, right? But here's the twist. While pineapple might seem like it's helping, it could actually be contributing to joint pain and leg weakness, especially if you're over 60. You see, pineapple is packed with acids and natural sugars, and those two elements can wreak havoc on an aging body. As we get older, our blood vessels become more delicate, especially those in the legs and feet. They don't handle sugar spikes like they used to. And pineapple. It delivers a big sweet hit to your bloodstream that can cause your blood sugar to spike rapidly. Over time, those surges can damage the small vessels that feed your muscles with oxygen. The result, less circulation to the legs, more swelling, more fatigue, and that familiar dull ache after walking even short distances. But that's not all. Pineapple's acidity can irritate your joints, especially if you already deal with arthritis or inflammation. It's like throwing fuel on a smoldering fire in your knees, hips, or ankles. Some folks even report a heavy leg sensation after eating pineapple regularly, as if their strength is just draining away. And here's something important. If you're taking blood thinners or certain medications, bromelain can interfere, either weakening or overstrengthening the effects. That can be dangerous. The worst part, The damage is gradual. Pineapple doesn't come with warning signs. It just slowly chips away at your mobility until one day you realize you can't move, quite like you used to. Let's move on to the next fruit. This one is almost universally praised. It's soft, it's sweet, and it's become a go-to snack for energy, potassium, and preventing cramps. You've probably heard it said, eat a banana to help your muscles. But if you're over 60, bananas might be quietly working against you. Sure, bananas are packed with potassium, a mineral that helps muscle function, but they're also loaded with something else, natural sugar and fast-digesting carbohydrates. And that's where the problem starts. As soon as you eat a banana, your blood sugar spikes rapidly. Your body reacts by pumping out insulin to manage the surge. But as we age, our insulin sensitivity weakens, and our circulation doesn't rebound the way it used to. So instead of fueling your muscles, that spike leads to something else. Inflammation in your legs, stiffness in your calves, and a strange heaviness in your knees, especially after meals. Sound familiar? Some people feel a dull ache in their legs just walking or climbing stairs. Others notice they get more swelling around their ankles after eating fruit they believed was helping them. And there's more bananas can also make your body retain more fluid, which becomes a problem for anyone dealing with heart issues or poor circulation. That added water weight often settles in your feet and ankles, leading to tightness, swelling, and reduced flexibility. The worst part, you might still believe they're helping. You eat them thinking you're doing something good for your muscles, but over time, bananas may be slowly draining your strength, not building it. And the kicker, you won't feel it right away. The effects creep in. One day, you're moving fine, and the next, you're wondering why your legs feel stiffer and more painful even though you haven't changed anything in your routine. It might be time to take another look at what's on your plate. If you often experience swollen legs, aching calves, or a general feeling of heaviness, your beloved banana may be more of a betrayer than a best friend. Now let's talk about a fruit that's tiny, snackable, and often sitting on your kitchen counter or tucked into your fridge. You might eat them while watching TV or toss a handful into your salad. They're juicy sweet and feel almost guilt-free. But don't be fooled by their size. Grapes look innocent, small fun to eat. And they've built a great reputation, heart-healthy, full of antioxidants, a good source of hydration. But for many seniors, they might be the silent reason. Your legs hurt. Why? Because grapes contain fructose, a natural sugar that can cause real issues when eaten in excess, especially for older adults. Here's what happens. Fructose is absorbed directly by your liver. But as we age, our livers struggle to process sugar as efficiently. When the liver gets overwhelmed, it turns that sugar into fat and uric acid. And that's where the real trouble begins. Uric acid starts building up in the joints, particularly the toes, knees, and ankles. Ever woken up with a sharp pain in your big toe? Or felt sudden stiffness in your calves while just walking around the house? It might not be arthritis or overuse. It might be your grapes. Grapes also feed chronic inflammation in the body. They might be small, but they pack a sugar punch. And because they're easy to eat without thinking, one handful becomes 3. You could be unintentionally loading your body with more fructose than it can handle. What does that lead to? Slower movement, tight joints, swollen ankles, and that nagging feeling that your legs just aren't what they used to be. You may even notice a burning sensation in your feet at night or after long periods of sitting. So yes, while grapes might be a quick and tasty snack, they're also a stealthy source of pain and stiffness. If you've been eating them regularly and have noticed your mobility decreasing or your joint pain increasing, it might be time to reconsider those pretty little bunches. Now this one might surprise you. Watermelon has long been hailed as the ultimate summer fruit. It's light refreshing. And over 90% water. How could that possibly be harmful, right? Well, for seniors, especially those dealing with leg weakness or circulation problems, this popular treat may not be as innocent as it seems. It looks like water. It tastes like water. But on the inside, watermelon can behave like sugar. And that's where the trouble starts. Here's the hidden truth. Watermelon has a very high glycemic index, which means it causes your blood sugar to spike quickly, almost like eating a piece of candy. That's not great news for aging bodies. When your blood sugar shoots up, your body rushes to release insulin to bring it back down. But as we age, our insulin response weakens, and our circulation isn't as efficient as it once was. The result: swelling, inflammation, and leg fatigue. Have you ever felt a dull ache in your legs after a walk, or noticed that your ankles swell more than usual in the evening? That safe slice of watermelon may be quietly contributing. Let's break it down. Insulin spikes lead to inflammation, and inflammation loves to settle in areas with weaker circulation, like your calves, knees, and feet. That's where you might notice tightness, soreness, or swelling that doesn't go away easily. Even more concerning, watermelon is easy to overeat. It feels light, so one slice becomes 2, then 3, but each slice adds more sugar to your system. And unlike fiber-rich fruits that digest slowly, watermelon hits fast and hard. You may believe you're hydrating, but if your legs feel tired, if walking upstairs feels like climbing a hill, or if you find yourself rubbing your knees more often than usual, it's time to consider the possibility that watermelon, though natural, is not the kind of hydration your body needs. For decades, oranges have been the symbol of health. Whether it's a tall glass of juice with breakfast or a midday snack, most of us grew up believing that oranges were essential, especially for vitamin C and immune support. But if you're over 60, this familiar fruit might not be your best friend anymore. Yes, oranges are bright, cheerful, and packed with nutrients, but they're also filled with citric acid, and for older adults dealing with joint issues, that can be a quiet trigger for pain, stiffness, and inflammation. As we age, the tissues around our joints become more delicate. Our ability to manage acid and sugar shifts. Oranges, and especially orange juice, can irritate those sensitive tissues, leading to discomfort that shows up as morning knee stiffness, persistent hip pain, swelling after long periods of sitting, reduced flexibility in your ankles or calves. Sound familiar? The mistake most of us make is thinking, well, I drink orange juice every morning. That's healthy. And it was once. But for an older body, the combination of citric acid and natural fruit sugar may now be a source of harm instead of help. Here's why acid from oranges doesn't just stay in your stomach, it enters your bloodstream and can subtly inflame your joints, especially if you're already dealing with arthritis or inflammation. Combine that with a sugar spike from the fruit itself, and you've got a recipe for aching legs and sluggish mornings. It's not that oranges are bad. They're just not ideal for everyone, particularly seniors with slow metabolism or compromised joint health. And that's the hardest part. You're doing something you think is helping, sipping juice, eating a fresh orange, and wondering why your knees hurt more with each passing week. It's confusing, frustrating, but it's also fixable. Once you start connecting the dots between what you eat and how your legs feel, the fog begins to lift. That healthy habit. It might be what's holding you back from pain-free steps. Now, here's a fruit that seems like the safe choice. It's green, it's crisp, it's not overly sweet, and it's often praised for being lower in sugar than its red cousins. That should make it better for older adults, right? Not so fast. Green apples may appear clean, wholesome, and even ideal for weight control or snacking. But behind that sour crunch lies a combination that could be contributing to your leg discomfort: malic acid and hidden sugars. Let's start with the malic acid. That's the natural compound that gives green apples their distinct tart flavor. While it's fine for younger folks with strong digestion, older adults often have more sensitive stomachs and thinner gut linings. As that malic acid enters your system, it can irritate not just your digestion, but also your joints. Many seniors report feeling thigh or hip pain after eating apples. Others say they notice a tingling in their feet or a tightness in the knees that wasn't there before. This doesn't happen all at once. Like most of the issues we've discussed, it's subtle, slow, and easy to dismiss until it becomes your new normal. Now let's talk about sugar. Just because green apples don't taste as sweet doesn't mean they're sugar-free. They still contain natural sugars, which can spike your blood glucose, especially if you have a slower metabolism or insulin resistance, which is common after 60. That sugar spike leads to the same problem we've seen with other fruits: inflammation, stiffness, and nighttime cramping. If you've ever woken up with sore calves or struggled to climb stairs in the morning, you might want to consider what you snacked on the night before. And here's the kicker. Green apples are often eaten raw and on an empty stomach or even right before bed. That means your body processes them slowly overnight, letting those acids and sugars irritate your joints while you sleep. So while green apples may look healthy, they could be part of the reason your knees feel locked, your legs feel restless, or your hips ache after sitting too long. It's time to pay closer attention, not just to your habits, but to how your body responds. Your legs are telling you something. Are you listening? This last fruit may break some hearts. It's rich, tropical, velvety soft. It reminds many of us of summer sunshine and simpler times. And for countless seniors, it's a go-to comfort fruit, especially chilled on a hot day. But here's the difficult truth. Yes, mangoes are natural. Yes, they taste amazing. But they are also one of the most sugar-loaded fruits you can eat. And for seniors, that's not just a number on a label, it's a direct hit to your joints, nerves, and legs. Let's break it down. Mangoes are what we call a sugar bomb. They don't just contain a little bit of sugar. They're packed with it enough to spike your blood sugar quickly and intensely. If you're under 30 and active, your body may handle it. But over 60, it's a whole different story. After that sugar spike comes an insulin crash, and with that crash comes inflammation. Deep in your joints, in the soft tissue around your ankles, knees, hips, and even your toes, have you felt a burning sensation in your feet, a persistent tingling in your toes? Or maybe your legs feel unusually heavy at night, even if you haven't walked far. That might not be just aging. It might be your mango habit. And the tricky part, mango feels so light and refreshing that it's easy to overeat. One slice becomes 3. A bowl disappears before you know it. But the body doesn't process it by taste. It processes it by sugar load. And that overload can cause long-term joint wear and tear. Here's what makes it even more dangerous. Mangoes don't taste like candy, but to your body, they are. And unlike processed sweets that you may limit mango flies under the radar because it seems healthy. But natural doesn't always mean safe, especially when it comes to aging joints and weakened circulation. So if you're dealing with nerve sensitivity, joint pain, or creeping leg stiffness, it might be time to press pause on your mango indulgence. Your comfort fruit might be quietly stealing your strength one slice at a time. Now that we've uncovered the 7 fruits that could be silently draining your leg strength, let's turn the page. Because here's the good news. Some fruits don't just avoid causing pain. They actively support your joints, boost your circulation, and help you walk stronger and feel better as you age. It's not about avoiding all fruit. It's about choosing the ones that work with your body, not against it. Let's talk about the top fruits seniors should eat to support healthy legs, reduce inflammation, and restore energy. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. They may be small, but they're mighty. These berries are packed with antioxidants, which help combat inflammation throughout the body. They're also low in sugar, which means they won't spike your blood sugar like the fruits we just covered. What makes berries especially great for seniors? They boost circulation, especially to your lower extremities. Better blood flow means more oxygen to your muscles, less swelling, and easier movement. Try adding a small handful of fresh or frozen berries to your oatmeal or smoothie. Your legs and your taste buds will thank you. Cherries, when eaten sparingly, are incredibly helpful for joint pain. Why? Because they naturally lower uric acid levels, the very compound that causes gout and inflammation in your joints. A small serving of cherries, not a whole bowl, can help soothe sore knees, reduce that burning feeling in your toes, and even ease stiffness in the hips. The key here is moderation. Think of cherries as medicine in fruit form. A few go a long way. Yes, avocados are technically a fruit, and they're one of the best you can eat as you get older. They're rich in healthy fats, the kind that lubricate your joints from the inside out. These fats also help regulate blood sugar, which protects you from the inflammation that leads to leg pain. Avocados also contain magnesium and potassium, both crucial for muscle health and preventing cramps. Add a few slices to your salad or spread it on whole grain toast. You'll get creamy flavor and serious joint protection. We've already covered berries, cherries, and avocado. Now let's finish the list with 2 more senior-friendly fruits that truly nourish your joints, calm your nerves, and support your strength without sneaky side effects. Papaya is a soft tropical fruit that often gets overlooked, but for seniors, it's a gentle powerhouse. It contains natural enzymes like papain that aid digestion and fight inflammation. It's especially soothing for those with sensitive stomachs or joint conditions like arthritis. Unlike fruits with high acid content, papaya is easy on the gut and joints. It helps the body absorb nutrients better and reduces bloating, giving you a lighter step and a calmer body. If you've been dealing with stiff legs or sore hips, papaya can be a game changer. Pears are mild, juicy, and have a gentle sweetness. They're rich in fiber, which helps maintain stable blood sugar levels, key to reducing inflammation in the legs. When paired with a little protein like almonds or peanut butter, pears become a perfect snack for stable energy-reduced leg fatigue and less swelling. They don't flood your body with sugar. Instead, they provide sustained support, the kind your legs will feel with every step you take. If you've made it this far, I want you to know something. You care. You care about your strength, your health, and your future. And the truth is, it's not too late to turn things around. Yes, aging comes with challenges, joint pain, swelling, the fear of falling, the feeling that your body doesn't work like it used to, but that doesn't mean you're powerless. You don't have to make massive changes overnight. Just one smart decision at a time, one fruit swap, one meal, one step. The fruits we covered today. They're not evil, but they may no longer be the best fit for your current body and needs. And that's okay, because getting older isn't about giving up, it's about getting smarter. So take a moment to reflect, look at your plate, listen to your legs. They're speaking to you, asking for help, support, and maybe a little less sugar and acid. Now I'd love to hear from you. What change are you ready to make today? Scroll down and let me know in the comments. And if this opened your eyes even a little, please hit the like button and subscribe. Too young, at 70. You deserve information that respects your age, your wisdom, and your strength. Your independence is carried by your legs. Let's keep them strong together.